with many challenges for our region, such as waste management and sanitation, high population density and overcrowding, inadequate infrastructure and services, lack of affordable housing and slum creation, pollution and environmental degradation, flooding and water problems. It is towards mitigating these challenges that we initiated what we call the Ward Development Funds for the 28 wards of our region, in order to enable our council to register development projects in each and every ward of our region annually. This is aimed to be done through the engagement of the ward development committees, who are best positioned to understand and identify the priority development needs of their wards. This decentralized and participatory approach ensures that communities are directly involved in the decision-making, execution, and maintenance of their projects. Such a participatory model fosters a sense of ownership among the people, which is crucial for the sustainability of the projects. If people own the projects, then they will look after it. If they feel like they don't own it, someone from Brikama brought it to their village, they will not care about it. So that's why it's very important that the people themselves identify their projects, we give them the funds, they go and implement it, and make sure it is done to their own expectation. And once that is done, they will look after it because they take ownership of it, because it was done by them. This decentralization model further ensures that every ward of our region receives a fair share of our region's limited resources and revenues mobilized annually by this council. I remember during our election, or the campaigning for our election, the popular cry or the concern of the people was that they only known Brikama Area Council for collecting revenues. They hardly get anything back from them. And to change that, we have now developed or initiated this Ward Development Fund. Last year witnessed the disbursement of $14 million. I believe when we announced that we were going to give $14 million last year, we even, in fact, in my speech, I had to assure some people that the money will indeed be paid into their account, because people had that doubt about Brikama Area Council, and they did not believe what we were saying was actually going to happen. But indeed, we paid the $14 million last year, and we have registered a lot of development as a result of it. And this year, and as a result of the disbursements we made last year, we've been able to implement the establishment of 22 boreholes in the region, enabling 22 communities to have access to clean, drinkable waters. We have constructed 8 market sets, which were built for 8 communities, and we connected 3 communities to the national grid, that is to electricity, national electricity grid, and many other things that have been implemented last year, including the fencing of many women gardens, as well as the fencing of football fields and the construction of toilets at some of the football facilities. This year, 2025, marking the 2nd anniversary of this great development initiative for our region under my leadership, we are delighted to announce that this year's disbursement will be $28 million. Which means every ward will receive $1 million In 2 years, we have returned back $42 million to this region. If this was happening from God knows when to now, I believe West Coast would be somewhere, a shining city that would be the marvel and the envy of many regions. But unfortunately, it wasn't happening. It is worth reiterating, just like I did last year, that the funds that we are disbursing are not grants. They're not donations from benevolent donors, nations, or organizations. But these are funds coming from you, the people of West Coast, through your tax revenues that we collect and that you pay to this council. And it is not the first time that this council has been receiving such revenues from you. But it is unfortunate to state that it is only the second time that this kind of funds are being plowed back to you, the people of this region. This is because, as I emphasized last year, none of this could have been possible if we have not dedicated and committed ourselves to fighting and ending corruption at BAC. It is worth reminding you that once upon a time, when we took over BAC in June 2023, less than 2 years ago, we found BAC was highly indebted with almost all the banks that they were banking with. The institution was running on a deficit of $10 million with the banks, not to mention other entities and other liabilities. The institution was also so much indebted that at one point between 2019 and 2022, it had to depend on private construction company for its NAWEC utility meters, as even NAWEC at the time were fed up with BAC. In short, we inherited a council that was facing far too many challenges, as expounded earlier, but that which was crawling on its knees. We therefore had to muster courage to confront the cancer of corruption that was destroying BAC head-on and expose its culprits. We took the necessary action incumbent on us and sought the assistance of the central government, but instead the assistance sought, instead of assisting us, we were vilified and victimized. We can all recall what happened on the 5th of December 2023 when the police descended on our council premises, arresting all of our honorable councillors and detained them at Banjulunding and the crime camp for 2 days. Our councillor for Burfoot, Abdullahi Jammeh, was detained for more than 72 hours and further subjected to worst draconian police bails you could think of, as he was required to report on a daily basis at Banjul Police Headquarters from 8 a.m. in the morning to 4 p.m. every day. We went through all this because we wanted to end corruption at BAC. If we had conformed to the system that we inherited here, we would not have probably gone through all of that. But we would not have been able to afford 14 million last year, neither would we be able to afford 28 million this year. Furthermore, we would not have been able to create 214 jobs to young people in the region. Neither would we have been able to sponsor or provide scholarships to 300 students as we did in 2024. And this year, we're increasing that number from 300 to 600 students. Last year, I admonished the WDCs on receiving the funds to ensure that they utilize them as proposed. Today, I am happy to report that a great majority of them have indeed adhered to the same. For those reasons, I wish to take the opportunity to thank every member of the WDCs here present and those that are not here. For those whose projects are yet to be complete, these projects have to be completed before next disbursements are available to you. We have now developed a policy document to guide and assist you with the implementation of your future projects. If you follow such guidelines, you will not go wrong, and together we will be able to register more development for the people and the region of West Coast. I want to therefore seize the opportunity once again to admonish the WDCs again to make sure that the sustainable development goals that Kante has expounded here earlier, which are aspired for this year's funds, are also utilized to achieve the same through the projects that have been identified, which will have long-lasting positive impact on our people and benefit our people immensely. Furthermore, as I noted earlier, this region still faces more daunting challenges, and the more we appropriately spend its funds, the more we will be able to assist in mitigating those challenges for the region. I further wish to acknowledge and commend the support and compliance of the people of West Coast in paying their rates, licenses, and taxes in time. This is the heartbeat of our council, without which we cannot function. And we hope and pray that the event of today serves as another obvious manifestation of the change you have voted for in 2016-2023 and our solemn commitment to serve always your best interests. We count on your continuous support for this council to ensure that we are able to eradicate corruption and ensure that we overcome the many daunting challenges facing our region. As I stand before you, it is unfortunate to state that the central government has not been providing any development subvention to us since 2023. They have not even been paying their rates. Neither have they been making their geology contributions to BAC. However, even without those funds, but with the support of our people and our region, we are progressing and we are registering development in our region.